Hello and welcome to another episode of the KSPNtv Sports Center. My name is Liboria Gudino and I am your host for today. And today we have the standings, the schedule, and the results of what happened last week in the Citrus Coast League. Our goal is to expand into all Ventura County schools, as KSPN-TV was the first ever sports and weather channel to cover Ventura County. We also want to thank our sponsors, Pizza Man Dan, for his continued support. Now, let's get into the results for the Citrus Coast League. It's going to be a little bit different this time, as we're just going to be doing the Citrus Coast League, but we're going to go a lot more in depth. So, as usual, we're going to start with girls basketball, and we are going to see here in which we have Carpinteria, who played against Santa Paula, and Santa Paula won 63-36. And now let's look at the standings, as we have Santa Paula in first place there with a 4-0 record. Nordhoff is 3-1. Carpinteria is 2-2. Channel Islands 1-1. Fillmore 1-2. Malibu 1-2. And Hueneme is 0-4. So Santa Paula stays on top. Now let's go into the upcoming games, in which we are going to have Malibu at Channel Islands. Malibu with a 3-game losing skid, so obviously they want to get a win today. Then we have Carpinteria at Fillmore, and these games are actually on Wednesday. Carpinteria, who is 6-6, with Fillmore also on a 3-game losing streak. They want to obviously improve their record. Then we have Santa Paula at Hueneme. Santa Paula 11-8, but they're Hueneme is on a 4-game losing skid as well. So we'll see how that game goes. Then on Thursday, we're going to have Hueneme at Channel Islands. They might have a little confidence if they do find a way to beat Santa Paula in that game. And Channel Islands also wants to get more wins. Now let's go into boys basketball, in which we are going to have here Nordhoff went against Fillmore, and Nordhoff won that game 43-38. Then Foothill Tech against Hueneme, in which Foothill Tech won 53-42. Then Carpinteria against Channel Islands. Carpinteria won 53-35. And Estancia against Hueneme. Estancia won 77-42. So now let's see how this affected the standings. And here it is with Santa Paula in first place again with a 4-0 record. Then Carpinteria is 2-1. Hueneme 1-1. Nordhoff and Fillmore are 2-3. Channel Islands 1-2. And Malibu in last place with an 0-2 record. Now let's see the upcoming games for these teams, as which we have Carpinteria against Fillmore. Fillmore in a 3-game losing streak. Carpinteria won their last game, as we saw. We'll see how that game goes. Then Malibu at Channel Islands. Malibu is 1-4, but they won their last game, so we'll see how they do against Channel Islands, who's on a 2-game losing streak. And more upcoming games, we have Valor Academy against Malibu, and Malibu is won their first game, and then we'll see what happens today with them. Then Malibu at Carpinteria on Thursday, and then Hueneme at Fillmore. And then to cap it off, we have Nordhoff at Santa Paula. Santa Paula want to continue in first place. So now let's go into girls soccer. And right here we have Santa Paula again. Or actually, sorry, we're going to go into the recent games first, in which we have Oxnard against Channel Islands. Oxnard won 3-2. Santa Paula against Carpinteria. Santa Paula won 2-0. Then Channel Islands against Nordhoff. Channel Islands scored 4 on them, so they got the win. And now let's look at the standings. Santa Paula is 4-0, so they're in first place once again. Then Hueneme 3-1. Fillmore is 2-1. Carpinteria 3-2. Malibu 1-2. Channel Islands 0-3. And Nordhoff is 0-4. So now let's look at the upcoming games, in which we have Carpinteria against Fillmore. So Fillmore won their last game, but Carpinteria have a pretty good record so far. Then we have Santa Paula against Hueneme. Santa Paula on a 5-game winning streak. They're feeling confident, so we'll see how that game goes. Then Malibu against Channel Islands, teams that have negative records, but let's see how that game goes. And the final game would be Carpinteria against Malibu. Once again, Carpinteria with a good record, but a 2-game losing streak. Now let's go to cap it off. We're going to have the Citrus Coast League boys soccer, in which we have some of these games were not reported yet. We had Nordoff, Channel Islands, Santa Clara, Carpinteria, and Malibu Philmont. The one we do have though is Channel Islands against Nordoff, a game in which Channel Islands won 3-1. Now let's go to the standings. And Santa Paula is actually not in first place this time. We actually have Channel Islands with a 3-1 record. Then Santa Paula and Wainimi are 2-1. Then Fillmore is 2-1-1. Nordoff 2-3-1. Malibu 0-1-1. And Carpinteria is 0-3-1. Let's go into now the upcoming games. Channel Islands against Malibu. Channel Islands on a 4-game winning streak, so we'll see how that game goes. Then Fillmore against Carpinteria. Fillmore tied their last game. Carpinteria a 2-game losing streak. Then Wainimi against Santa Paula, a struggling Wainimi against a team that Santa Paula that is 5-5. So we'll see how that game goes. And the final game is Malibu against Carpinteria. Both teams, Malibu is 3-1. Carpinteria 1-4. So the clear favorites are Malibu. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, we had a little bit more this time. We hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously, we will bring in the Channel League, in the upcoming weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. My name is Liboria Gudino, and we are out.